Welcome to day 8. We are getting there. We are midway through your 20 days to better productivity. My top TOP, 3 steps to better productivity for you. And that also means productivity for profitability. And we want to be working on our RGAs. We've talked about that. That was, I believe, Fridays. Monday, we talked about getting time and being precise about your time. I mentioned how I know how long it takes me to do a blog. And now that I'm doing these daily blogs, it takes me a little bit longer because I'm adding something. So that was a little bit of a learning curve. Like, how long did I think it was going to take? And then I did it. And how long did it really take? And so now I can prioritize, right? And today's day 8, and day 8 is prioritization. But I just want to back up 1 second, because yesterday, if you read the blog yesterday, and remember that's kimravita.com/blog, your day, and I wrote them down because I want to make sure I stay on target. I have a tendency to sometimes get a little ahead of myself, was to use your time accurately. So now that you know how much time you have, so for me, write the blog, I'm just going to use me as an example. Sometimes examples help. I know that initially it took me an hour because I had little different pieces to put in. If the blog was longer or shorter made it a little different, but I still gave myself that hour. So I had the time to work on the blog rather than feel like, I think I talked about, and I don't remember what day it was, but we take 30 minutes of work and put it into 15 minutes, and then we feel pressure or we wonder why we didn't get things accomplished. So now you're at the point where Monday you did precise timing. Tuesday, you now knew your precise timing, so now you can use your time accurately and get your things accomplished. And now today's day 8 and we get to prioritize. And prioritize is interesting because we want to make sure we're prioritizing the RGAs, your revenue generating activities. So a lot of people will do A's, B's, C's, A, the important, B, nice to get done, C would be great to get done, but if we don't, that's okay. But that just gives you a whole lot of things to do. And some people will 1, 2, 3, okay, that's fine too. But I like to do RGA and RGA. So is writing a blog revenue generating? Yes and no. So I don't have ads on my blog. It's all me. I'm sponsoring it. I foot the bill for it. But if I did, then getting those advertisers, if you will, or the banners, or all of that fun stuff that you can do, that is a revenue generating activity. Is writing my blog a revenue generating activity? Not really, but it could be, right? It's marketing, and marketing is exposure, and you need to get out there, which is why I haven't been on video, even though I'm not crazy about it. I'm doing things that make me feel uncomfortable, things that might not really be in my wheelhouse, what I feel is in my wheelhouse, even though people have told me that I'm good, and I don't know if I believe them, but I'm gonna go with it. And moving a little bit closer toward the needle. Now, speaking to you one-on-one would be more of a revenue generating activity. So if by chance you are resonating with this and you're like, hey, I really want to talk with her. I think she knows what she's talking about. I think she could help me. That's my revenue generating activity. So doing my admin work is important, but that's not revenue generating. So when I prioritize what will bring me closer to the money. And that's how I look at things. And I'm not saying not to do the admin stuff. That is really important as well. But when you prioritize the time you have during your workday. Now remember, it's going right back to day 1. How much time do you have during your workday? So if you have 5 hours, you do your revenue generating activity first thing, if at all possible. Now it might be you don't have a client meeting or a prospect call or whatever it is you do to get your clients or your money later in the day. That's fine. That's still prioritized. And it's the number 1 priority. So do you need to prepare for it? Do you need to confirm? Do you need to do anything that supports that meeting if it's later in the day? Do you see what I'm saying in terms of prioritization? So I'm just going to read you a few questions that is in today's blog. So if you haven't read the blog, please go and do so. It's day 8. So when you begin to assign criteria for prioritization, you want to ask yourself, when do I have to have this completed? So when is your end time? What will I need to do or to have for this to be completed? How long do I think? Now this is where you will estimate in many cases, but sometimes you'll know exactly, you'll know the precise. How long do I think, question, estimate, this will take to be completed? And is there something I may be missing in order to see this completed? So when you ask those questions, and you can get those on my blog, kimravita.com/blog, you can easily prioritize, and then you take one step, the next step, the next step, and ta-da! You have finished, you've completed, you've succeeded, you've moved things forward, you've gotten closer to the money, you've gotten closer to satisfaction, you've gotten closer to accomplishment, which equals your results. And that's what productivity is all about. So if you think productivity for profitability, that gets your mind thinking, what do I do first to bring in the profits or maximize my profits? Whether you are for profit or whether you're for not for profit, right? Because not for profit, what are you doing? You are fundraising. And what is closest to the fundraising? Is it meeting people, connecting? Whatever it happens to be, and you know what that is for you. Of course, if you don't, let me, I can help you with that as well. But if you do, and hopefully you do, you know what steps to take to get it done. So that's it. Prioritization is actually easy. We just put too much stuff on our plates to be able to prioritize and get things done. And remember, well, maybe I haven't said this yet, but things take longer than you think they will. Something will go wrong. You'll forget something. Your computer will freeze. You'll go to print and there's no ink or something. Small, big, doesn't matter. Something will go wrong. So this is just a little bonus, and I will talk about this and I will write about this. You want to build in buffer time. So as you prioritize, I know this takes me an hour. I'm going to give myself an hour and 10 minutes or 15 minutes or whatever it takes. It's like travel time, right? You don't leave the exact second you need to be there. You have to build in time to get there.